Hello and welcome to the Las Nubes top tutorial. This is part 1 of the tutorial series. All later parts are included in the paid for PDF pattern, which you can find in the link in the description box below. There is also a free written version of this pattern available to view on my blog / website crochetcakes.com. which you will also find linked in the description box below. So in this part 1 of the tutorial, we are going to learn how to crochet rounds 1 to rounds 10 of the Las Nubes top, which is the owl / pineapple motif border that you are seeing here. I am wearing it for you today. As you can see, it is not 100% finished because I have all the ends, last bit of the ends are unwoven. But we are going to be working up this top. I'm crocheting sample 1 for you guys in the video, and that is the size that I am wearing as well. We're going to be using some Chroma Fingering weight in the color Bear. This is a single ply wool nylon blend. And you will also be needing various crochet hooks. All this information is in the description box below, as well as the pattern page. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. Before we begin crocheting the Las Nubes top, there are a couple things we need to know. As I said, these are the 3 hook sizes that we're going to be using, and the yarn for today is Chroma Fingering weight, which is a We Crochet yarn. And of course, I want to thank We Crochet for providing the yarn so that I can do this tutorial for you guys, as well as refurbish the Las Nubes top pattern completely. It now includes bust sizes 29 inches to 62. So you can find the written pattern for the Las Nubes top in the description box below. Before we begin crocheting our top though, we need to crochet a gauge swatch. Now our pattern indicates that we are going to be crocheting our gauge swatch with this 3.5mm crochet hook, and as I said, this Chroma Fingering weight yarn. So whether or not you're using this yarn, the gauge swatch is super important to crochet. It gives you an idea of not only your tension, but where you need to adjust in the pattern to have a garment that actually fits you. Originally I had worked this top up using a wool, silk, and mohair yarn blend, but that is no longer available. So you can use different types of fingering weight yarns to crochet this top. I just prefer this Chroma Fingering weight in single ply. The instructions state that we are going to complete our gauge in the round with, as I said, the 3.5mm crochet hook and using extended single crochet stitches. So I'm going to do a slip knot, and I am just going to chain any number of stitches. I think I'm going to end up changing around 52 because I want my chain to be long enough so that when I fold it over to join in the round, I still have a good size swatch to measure. Now, why is it important that the pattern states that we're going to do a gauge swatch in the round? Because I don't know about you guys, but my swatch or my gauge is different when I crochet flat than when I knit in the round. So it is very important that we do this. And the instructions do state that our swatch should be measured over 4 inches, and in those 4 inches we should have 17 stitches and 15 rounds. Now, another thing to note in the gauge section of the pattern is that it states that this is our gauge after we've blocked our piece. So that means that once we're done crocheting, we are going to soak this in water, and then we are going to wait for it to dry and then measure over 4 inches. Now, I was lucky enough, just a little heads up, I was lucky enough to get gauge with the designated hook size and the designated yarn. So I'm just going to keep chaining, and I will meet you back here when it is time to join in the round and work our extended single crochet stitches. So here I've already joined and done my first round of extended single crochets. If you need a detailed tutorial on how to work up the extended single crochet stitch, then I will link one in the description box below, as well as in the top of the video. For now, I'm going to continue just crocheting extended single crochets in the round, and I am joining each round with a slip stitch, and then I chain one just in case. But yeah, I'm going to continue working the extended single crochet stitch in the round, and I will be back here after I have blocked my piece, and I'm going to measure it with you guys so you can see my gauge and the results of that. Also, just gonna note that for your swatch, you should always crochet more than 4 inches because our tension just does change from round to round. All right. So let's measure these first 2 rounds. I know it's very itty bitty, but I want you to have an idea of how much my swatch measures now versus how much it will measure later. So right now, the width of my swatch is 5 inches. And that will be 10 inches total in the round because we are swatching in the round. Okay. Here's a swatch update after crocheting 9 rounds, and I'm going to show you how much my gauge has changed. So in the very beginning, our swatch measured 5 inches wide, and now 9 inches in, my swatch measures almost 6 inches wide. So it has grown about an inch. So here is my completed swatch. It has been blocked and I have reached the gauge designated in the pattern. So I have 15 rounds in extended single crochet and 17 stitches of extended single crochet in 4 inches. Which means that given this result, we can now proceed with the pattern as written using the same hook sizes that the pattern states, which I remind you are 3 different hook sizes. We're going to be using a 4.5mm hook, a 3.75mm hook, and a 3.5mm hook. Before we get started, I do want to bring your attention to the final measurements of my actual swatch, this little square that I have done, because when we work in the round, our sides tend to decrease just naturally. So instead of measuring the 6 inches that it was measuring before, my swatch now measures 5.5 inches after blocking, at least width-wise. Okay, so this is also important to note if you've never worked in the round garment. They tend to grow more in height than they do in width. At least that has been my experience. So typically I would rip back my swatch, but for today I'm just going to cut it. And now we can proceed with round 1 actually of our Las Nubes top. So let's begin round 1 of our Las Nubes top. I am going to be crocheting using a 4.5mm hook as stated in the pattern. I'm also going to be crocheting size 1, okay? So please check your pattern for your correct sizing. Now all sizes will begin with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 2 and do foundation single crochet. Now I'm going to zoom you in for a little bit because I'm using very thin yarn, right? Okay, here we go. So I've chained 2. Now for foundation single crochet, we're going to insert our hook into that first chain that we've made. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull up a loop. Now we are going to yarn over and pull through 1 loop, and this creates what would be the chain of our stitch. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on the hook, and that completes our single crochet. To make the next stitch in our foundation, we are going to go into the base of the stitch we just made, and we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop to create the chain, and then yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on the hook to create the single crochet. And we continue in this way until we have the designated number of foundation stitches. In my case, since I'm making size 1, that will be 150 foundation single crochet. If you do not like using the foundation single crochet method, then you can use a chain. Just remember to size up possibly to a 5mm hook when you do your chain, because the foundation single crochet is very, very stretchy. So you kind of want to have that stretch while you do this, the chains, okay? And if you do chains, then remember to chain 1 extra than the foundation stitches. So for the size 1, which I'm doing here, we would chain 151, and then we would work 150 single crochets. Okay, so those are the two options for starting this Las Nubes top, and I will meet you back here when it is time to join in the round and work round two. So once we've completed our foundation stitches or the chain, whichever one you preferred, we are going to join in the round so that we can actually start working in the round. So just find that first foundation stitch that you made, insert your hook and do a slip stitch into this first stitch. And just like that, we've joined in the round. Okay. And now I just want to point out that you do want to make sure that all your stitches are flat so that you don't twist your foundation chain or your starting chain. Now that we've joined in the round, we are ready to start round two. And round two states that we chain 3. Now remember to check the notes, because in the notes it does state that this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So that is important to note because it's included in the final stitch count for each round. Okay, so again, we are going to start with a chain of 3. And then we are going to work 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, and we're still working with the 4.5 millimeter hook. Right, so the next stitch is the one right after that starting chain. So we're going to do 1 double crochet here. And then we're going to work a double crochet in the next stitch. So far we have 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Next we're going to chain 2. And we're going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the next stitch, we're going to make 7 trebles. So I'm also going to call this a 7 treble fan, just because it's easier to reference in the pattern when we are skipping stitches and such, okay? So this is 1 treble, 2nd treble, Okay, so after we complete our 7 treble fan, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we are going to chain 2 and we're going to skip 4 stitches again. So there's my chain 2. Now let's skip 4 stitches, so that will be right next to the fan. And into this next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. And then we are going to work 5 more double crochet. So the instructions state that we work a double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So this is the 3rd double crochet. And then this is the 4th double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th double crochet. 6. This is the last double crochet. Okay, so as of right now, we should all have, no matter our sizes, we should all have the 3 double crochet from the beginning, a chain 2, a 7 treble fan, another chain 2, and then 6 double crochets. So the pattern repeat for this round is actually chain 2, skip 4 stitches, make a 7 treble fan into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 4 stitches, 1 double crochet into the next 6 single crochet. And we're going to repeat this until there are 12 stitches left. So I'm going to do the repeat one more time with you, and then I will meet you back here when I have those 12 stitches left. So here we are, I have 12 stitches left over. I've just completed the final section of our repeat, which was the 6 double crochet group. Now I've chained 2, okay, and I'm going to skip 4 stitches. Into the next stitch, I'm going to do a group of 7 trebles again. So skipping 4, into the next stitch, we're going to do 7 trebles, and we should have So after we complete our 7 trebles, we are going to chain 2 and we're going to skip 4. We should have 3 stitches remaining, and into each of these stitches we are going to work a double crochet. So that is a total of 3 double crochets to end this round. And if we read the written pattern, it states that we should have 10 repeats for size 1. So a repeat, as I said, was the group of 6 double crochets and the treble, including the chain spaces. So we should have 10 of those. And thus we end round 2. For round 3, we chain 3. And then we work 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. chain 2, which means that we are skipping the double crochet that are left as well as the chain space. Now we're going to work double crochet chain 2 into the next 6 trebles. So this is the first double crochet, chain 2, second double crochet, chain 2, and we're going to keep going like this until we've worked a total of 6 double crochet chain 2. Okay? So after we've worked those 6 double crochet chain 2, we should have 1 treble left. So we're going to work 1 double crochet into that treble, and we should have a total of 7 double crochets separated by chain 2 spaces. Next, we are going to chain 2, and we're going to skip the chain space and 1 double crochet, and we're going to work 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So the repeat for this round is chain 2. Then we are going to do double crochet chain 2 in the next 6 trebles. So this is a double crochet chain 2. You should have 1 treble remaining, and into that 1 treble we are going to make a double crochet. So you should have a total of 7 double crochets separated by chain 2s. Now we are going to chain 2, and I'm a bit below frame, but we got it right. So we're going to skip the chain space and the double crochet and make a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Okay? So we have 2 double crochets here. I'm going to make 2 more double crochets. And that is the repeat for this round 3. I will meet you back here when it is time to end round 3. We've reached the end of round 3, and we should chain 2. What we have left is 3 double crochets. So we're going to skip the next double crochet, and we're going to work a double crochet into the last 2 stitches of the round. Then we're going to join with a slip stitch on top of the chain 3 to close the round. Round 4. So we start round 4 like all the other rounds with a chain of 3. However, we are also going to chain an additional 2 chains, which brings our total number of chains to 5. Now, the first chain 3 counts as the double crochet, and the chain 2 counts as the chain 2 we usually do for our chain spaces. Now what we're going to do next is that we're going to do single crochet chain 3 in each of the chain 2 spaces of our fan. So these are the chain spaces that we created in the round below. So once again, we are working into what we call the fan, and we're doing a single crochet, chain 3 into each of the chain 2 spaces found here. So once we've completed the single crochet chain 3 in the 5 chain spaces, we should be left with one chain 2 space. And in this chain 2 space, we are going to work a single crochet. Okay, so if we look at our written pattern, it states that we should have a total of 6 single crochets and 5 chain 3 spaces. Once we complete this, we are going to chain 2. We're going to skip the chain space and the next double crochet. Then we will work 1 double crochet into the next 2 double crochets, which means that we are skipping the first and last double crochet of this double crochet group. So the pattern repeat for round 4 is as follows: chain 2. Then we're going to work a single crochet chain 3 into the next 5 chain 2 spaces. These spaces refer, of course, to that fan or to the pineapple portion of the stitch that we are creating. Chain 3, single crochet. And I remind you that once you've finished this little portion, you should have a total of 6 single crochets and 5 chain 3 spaces. Next, we will work a single crochet into that last space of the fan. Okay, now we chain 2. We skip a double crochet and we make 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we should have a total of 2 double crochets in the double crochet portion of the stitch. And we repeat until we have 1 fan left. So in the last fan, we made our single crochet chain 3 groups, and after we finish that, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to work 1 double crochet. All right, and then we are going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to join in the round. Remember that chain 5 at the beginning, 3 of those chains are our beginning double crochet. And now we are ready for round 5. For round 5, we begin with a chain of 3, and then we chain 2 extra so that we have a total of 5 chains once again. And we're going to continue working into the pineapple motif of the round below, so we are going to work into each of the chain 3 spaces, just as we've been doing. We're going to do single crochet chain 3. We should have a total of 5 single crochets and 4 chain 3 spaces. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3 one more time, And I'm going to do a single crochet in the last chain 3 space of this fan or pineapple stitch. After we've completed this portion, we are going to chain 2. After we chain 2, we're going to work 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. That's 1 and this is 2. So the pattern repeat for this row is chain 2, skip chain 2 space and a single crochet, working into each of the chain 3 spaces from the row below, work single crochet and a chain 3. We're going to have a total of 5 single crochets and 4 chain 3 spaces. After we complete these, we are going to chain 2 again, skip the chain 2 space, and work 1 double crochet into the next 2 double crochets. We are going to repeat this until we end the round with 1 double crochet in the last double crochet. So to end round 5, we are simply going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 and there we go. So round 6. So to start round 6, we are going to do a chain 3. And then we're going to do a double crochet in the base of this chain 3. So right where we have our chain 3, we're going to do a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip the chain space and the single crochet, and working into the chain 3 spaces, we're going to work single crochet and chain 3 for a total of 3 times. Okay, so first off, we're going to single crochet, chain 3, that counts as 1. Now we're going to move to the second single crochet, chain 3, and now for the third single crochet and chain 3. And now in the last chain 3 space, we're going to do a single crochet. We should have a total of 4 single crochets and 3 chain 3 spaces. Now we are going to chain 2, and we're going to skip everything and move to our double crochet section. And we're going to work a double crochet 2 increase, so that is 2 double crochets in each of these double crochets. So double crochet 2 increase in the first double crochet, and then double crochet 2 increase in the second double crochet. And we are going to repeat our pattern. So we chain 2 and we are back at our fan. And we know that in our fans we work single crochet chain 3 for a total of 3 times. The repeat for round 6 is working in the chain 3 spaces. We're going to do single crochet chain 3 for a total of 3 times. Then we're going to single crochet in the last chain 3 space. We should have a total of 4 single crochets and 3 chain 3 spaces. Then we are going to chain 2, and we're going to work double crochet 2 increase in the next 2 stitches, which means we have increased our double crochet count by 2. We're going to repeat this until 1 fan remains. So when 1 fan remains, what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the single crochet chain 3 3 times, okay? And I will meet you back here to close the round. To close off the round, we are going to do a double crochet 2 increase in the last double crochet of the round. And then we are going to slip stitch to the first double crochet. Round 7. We start round 7 by chaining 3. And into the next double crochet, we're going to work a double crochet increase. Next, we are going to chain 2. And then we are going to work single crochet, chain 3 into the chain 3 spaces. So this would be a total of 2 single crochet, chain 3. And in the last chain 3 space, we are going to work a single crochet. We're going to follow that by chaining 2. And we're going to do a double crochet 2 increase in the next stitch. Then we are going to work 2 double crochets, and that is 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And in the last double crochet of this group, we are going to work a double crochet 2 increase. So we should now have a total of 6 double crochets. Now we start our repeat again. So our repeat for round 7 is chain 2, working into the chain 3 spaces of the round below. We're going to do single crochet, chain 3 twice. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the last chain 3 space. We should have a total of 3 single crochets and 2 chain 3 spaces. Then we're going to do chain 2, double crochet 2 increase in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, double crochet 2 increase. We should have a total of 6 double crochets. And we're going to repeat this until 1 fan remains. Please look at your notes for at the pattern for the asterisks. So now we are going to close off round 7. And what we are going to do is remember to chain 2, work a double crochet 2 increase in the double crochet, and then we are going to work a double crochet into the next stitch, and that should give us a total of 6 double crochets. Okay, don't forget to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to close off the round. Round 8, we started with a chain of 3, then we do 1 double crochet in the next double crochet. Then we continue with double crochet 2 increased in the last double crochet of the group. Once we complete this double crochet 2 increase, we are going to chain 2. Working in the chain 3 spaces only, we're going to do single crochet, chain 3, and then a single crochet in the last chain space. Chain 2, and work a double crochet 2 increase in the first double crochet of the group. Once we complete our increase, we are going to work a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So that is 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. In the last double crochet of the group, we are going to work a double crochet 2 increase. So the repeat for this round is chain 2, single crochet, chain 3 once, and then we single crochet in the last chain 3 space. So we should have a total of 2 single crochets and a chain 3 space. Next we are going to chain 2, and we're going to do a double crochet 2 increase. Once we complete our double crochet increase, we're going to do a double crochet in the next 4 stitches. We do an increase in the last double crochet of the group. I will see you to close off this round and to begin our next round. So here we've worked the last fan, and now we are going to end the round with a double crochet increase in the next double crochet. Okay, and now we're just going to do 1 double crochet in each of the remaining stitches. Don't forget to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to close off the round 8. Round 9. We begin round 9 with a chain of 3. And then we are going to double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Last double crochet of the group, we are going to do a double crochet 2 increase. So just a normal double crochet increase. Then we start our repeat for the round. So we are going to chain 2. We're going to single crochet in the chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain 2. And we're going to work into the double crochets now. So we're going to do a double crochet 2 increase in the first double crochet of the group. And then we're going to work a double crochet into the next 6 double crochets. And in the last double crochet of the group, we're going to do a double crochet 2 increase. We should have a total of 10 double crochets. And we're going to repeat this set of instructions until the last chain 3 space. In the last chain 3 space, we do a single crochet and a chain 2. So now we're going to work into the double crochets, and we're going to do a double crochet 2 increase in the next double crochets. And then we will work a double crochet into the next 3 double crochets. Again, we should have a total of 10 double crochets, so half at the beginning and half at the end. Round 10. We begin as every other round with a chain of 3. Then we are going to do 1 double crochet in the next 3 double crochets. In the last double crochet we have left, we're going to do a double crochet 2 increase. Now we start our repeat for round 10. Chain 2, skip the single crochet and the next chain 2 space from the previous round. We're going to do a double crochet 2 increase in the next double crochet. Once we complete the increase, we're going to do a double crochet in the next 8 stitches. Then we are going to do an increase into the last double crochet of the group. We're going to repeat this set of instructions until we have 1 pineapple left. Have 1 pineapple left, we're going to chain 2, we're going to do an increase in the next double crochet, and then we're just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. Then we will slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to join. And this brings us to the end of this portion of the Las Nubes top tutorial. We've covered rounds 1 to rounds 10. Rounds 11 onwards are included in the tutorials with the paid for PDF pattern, which you can purchase on Ravelry. I will leave the link to the pattern down below so that you may purchase it if you want to. If you do not need any more video guidance, or if you're not interested in purchasing the PDF, then you will find a written version of the pattern available for you to view for free on the blog. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.